Hi everyone, my name is Nicola. I am simply a stitcher. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, it's great to have you, and if you are returning, thank you for coming and spending some more time with me today. So today I'm going to do a stitch with me, and this will be one with chat. So I will be looking at your lovely comments that I've had over the last couple of weeks. And as you can see, I have got Envy on the frame. This is artwork by Marta, Dahlig and charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I am in her skirt area here. We are just sort of coming down and filling in. There's lots and lots of blocky stitching, which is great because this stitch with me, like I said, it's going to have a chat element. I've done a little over 100 stitches, and this is worked 1/1 full cross on some 25 count Lugana, and yeah, it's a lovely piece. We all love a bit of envy. So today's plan is to get in a lovely block of stitches and yeah, have a chat, catch up on the comments, and have about an hour and a half of stitcher time. So I hope everybody's doing well. It's cold. I am really feeling the cold at the moment. If you watched my frost tube on Tuesday, you'll see that my hoodie is now pretty much a permanent fixture. I think because I have not a lot of body fat left, I don't have anything keeping me warm. I am really feeling the cold though at the moment. I am one of those people that goes to bed and wraps up like a burrito in the duvet, and you know, Andy's there and he's like, oh, it's too warm, and I'm like, no, give me that duvet, I'm too cold. To be fair, I'm not winter and summer though, so I've always felt the cold, but it just seems to be more particular this year. Anyway, it's a Wednesday morning as I film this. I've got Hannah in, Andy's gone to work, Lauren's gone to school. I think Hannah will be getting ready for work shortly, so she will probably put her head round the door, as it were. But I've got a coffee and my stitching, so that's me happy. Didn't have the greatest of nights. Feel a bit, my face feels sore this morning. That's the only way I can describe it. Getting some sinus pain. Anyway, last night I went and had my dental x-rays taken. So that's now ready for when I go back in a couple of weeks and sort out some kind of treatment plan, although no idea what that's going to look like. What else have I done? Not an awful lot, I don't think. Haven't had an office day for a few weeks, but there's been a number of reasons behind that. But I will be going in next week. I would have gone in this week, but it's too cold. I don't want to go in when I'm cold. I don't want to do anything when I'm cold. I don't even think we've had a frost yet, so, you know, it's cold, but not that cold, so I don't know how I'm going to go on in a few weeks' time. Anyway, I have a number of lovely comments, which I'm going to take a look at. And see what you guys are telling me this fortnight. So yeah, we're gonna get started on those, and then and see how many stitches we can get in while we do it. The good thing about this is with it being skirt, there's lots of lovely blocky stitching. I like that. It means I can get quite a lot done. Okay, so first comment that I have is from Kashi on live stream 21, a Wednesday stream. As you guys know, Wednesday streams feature She Sleeps, or whichever piece that I am focusing on a finish. Happens to be She Sleeps. So Kashi says, I love this piece. She's coming along beautifully. Certainly is. I hit 60% yesterday on She Sleeps, which I'm thrilled with. It looks so good. And it was really funny because she was my stitch piece yesterday, and I sat working on her. And I went and got my x-ray done after I'd finished work. So I worked on her in the morning. Bearing in mind it was Tuesday yesterday, it's Wednesday as I filmed this. I worked in the morning. No, let me start that again. I got up in the morning and I started stitching on She Sleeps. I had work, so I did my work, and lunchtime I stitched on She Sleeps. And you know how sometimes when you stitch it feels disjointed? It doesn't feel like it's going smoothly. Well, that's what happened yesterday. After work I went straight to have my x-ray, and then I came home and I had my tea and I got She Sleeps out again. And I'm stitching away on it. Then I went and had my bath and got ready for bed. Came back down. And all of a sudden, I don't know why, about 9 o'clock at night, it's just like everything fell into place. And She Sleeps, the stitching, it wasn't until after 9 o'clock, and bearing in mind I like to be getting ready for bed at going to bed about 9:45. 9 o'clock, everything just started to flow, and the stitches seemed to be stitching how I wanted them, from the very start. It was very weird. So I had about a half hour-ish of really good I've been stitching on it all day in between work, but then I had about half an hour really good stitching. Just so weird. It had, all of a sudden, it just started to flow nicely, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm going to bed in a few minutes. How annoying. So, but yeah, I hit the 60%, so I'm still on track to get to 70% by Christmas, which is what I want. More if I can, but 70% was my target back in the summer. Because I knew it wasn't going to get finished this year. To get She Sleeps finished now, I'd have to do 1,200 stitches a day. And like I said last time, I'm not doing all that on She Sleeps so that nothing else gets worked on. Good morning, Hannah.
Morning.
So, yeah, so that's what's going to happen with She Sleeps. 70% or more by the end of the year. She'll still be my focus for a finish, and then after my floss tube Tuesday, the more I think about it, I think it'd be sensible then to put Night Cafe in as a focus piece next year, and you know, see if I can knock some of the years off, because at the minute it's going to be 2058 according to Stitch Pal when it's finished. Okay, so on my alternative with the Lord of the Rings Realm of Middle-earth, Kelly's Quilts and Cruisers. This project looks great, Nicola. You can stitch pretty quickly on the larger areas of colour. Yep, it's really, really nice when I get a patch of colour that's all one or two colours, because it means that it does stitch up reasonably quickly. And, you know, it is a break from confetti. I have a lot of confetti pieces. Even the Lord of the Rings map can be confetti in places. So it's good to have that block stitching sneaking in there. I still love my Lord of the Rings map. It's my oldest work in progress.
When did you get out of bed?
She just come down now.
She looked up in my cover a minute ago.
All right. Yeah, it's my oldest work in progress. I would like it done, but then again, I'd like them all done, you know. Here we go. I can only do them at the pace I can do them. I can't do them any quicker. I can only stitch the time I have. Sorry, just bear with. I'm just trying to get comfortable. Oh. Okay. Stitchy Dutchy. I believe Joyce, I think. I have that many people coming in now, it's difficult to remember all the names. So she says, hi Nicola, I'm learning so much by watching floss tubes. Not only stitching related, but also my English. Like here, you casually mentioned hearing the bin men. I'd never heard that word before. I have a bit of... She's Dutch. But I understand... Let me talk. But I understand what you mean, but it's somehow connected to the Batman theme song. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da, bin men. Yeah, so obviously you get that bin men are the, collect the household rubbish, take it away. They come every Monday here.
What do they call bin men in Dutch?
I've no idea, Hannah. Sorry, we might get interrupted now by Hannah constantly asking questions. So, yeah, they come every Monday here, and we have various bins that separate our rubbish. So some of it goes to recycling centre, some of it goes to landfill. We have collections for general waste, cardboard, plastic, glass. Yes, Hannah, and garden waste. Good grief. Here we go. She's in the house. Going to interrupt me now.
No people love me.
Yeah, I think you're a pest. Put up with you. Anyway. Okay, so Peggy comments on my Gecko Rouge unboxing, my Anita Inverarity kit, and says, looks like a fun project. Yeah, I'm sure it will be. I am looking forward to starting her like I am all of my Gecko projects next year. I actually, whether I'll get to it today or not, I don't know. But I actually had a comment on one of my videos, one of my unboxings, from one of the artists, and I was like, oh, fangirl, which is quite nice. And yeah, whether or not I'm able to, I get to it on the comments on this video or not, I don't know, but it's rather nice when the artist of a piece that you've bought comments on the video that you made. So yeah. Okay, live stream 42, I featured a stitching shelf. It's a Sunday stream, and during the stream I ended up having to use my Snag Nabbit tool. Where is my little box? So the Snag Nabbit tool it's like a long thick needle, but it doesn't have an eye. But what you can see there is that this is a rough edge and this is the smooth side with the point. So as I showed you on the stream, if there's like a tuft of thread coming up on the wrong side, you can actually use the Snag Nabbit to move it back to the back of the piece. And the comment I had was, where can I buy a Snag Nabbit? From Sonia. So you can get them from a few places. Sometimes you might be lucky enough to find them in a local needlework store. You can get them from Amazon. I think I got mine from Lakeside Needlecraft here in the UK. But, you know, Snag Nabbits are readily available. It's just, you know, whether or not they're carried by your favourite needlework supplier. It's not a tool that I use an awful lot, but it is very useful. And, you know, pulls and things. And it's also worked for knitting as well. Like, you know, when the girls have had a jumper and there's been a pull in it, if I've, you know, had to sort out the pull, sometimes I've used the Snag Nabbit to do so. So, but yeah. Yeah, but this is for when it's had a pull, Hannah. Yeah.
That big one that you got.
Yeah. That's right. So yeah. Okay. So Michelle Clark, again on the same live stream, comments, I'm planning a new year, new start of Merry Mushroom Village picnic, supersize but not max colour, because I don't enjoy confetti all that much, and also I still have young kids, so I don't have the time to dedicate to stitching that I'd like. I'm also considering possibly joining the SAL for next year, but I'm on the fence about that. I won't be joining the SAL. The criteria have changed since last year's. I personally feel that, you know, it's a little harder to complete the minimum. Now it's 6 pages. I think we're looking about sort of 48-ish thousand stitches on average to get those 6 pages, which just seem like an awful lot. And I don't think that any single piece of mine, with the exception potentially of wherever I'm focusing on for a finish, will get 48,000 stitches. And you know, like I said in my, I think it was in my floss tube, I like the images, but do I love them enough to want to be spending that much time on them? Probably not. You know, all of the pieces that I have, apart from obviously the Gecko Rouge mystery kit, have been thought out. I've picked them as, you know, do I really, really want to work on this? Well, I'll work on it until it's done. You know, do I leave it on my wish list and give it half, you know, a few days and then go back? Do I still feel the same? If I do, then yeah. But no, it's for me, the hate sal is too much. But I will happily watch other people doing it. I know people that are doing different ones, so I'll be able to see everybody's progress, which will be nice. But no, I won't be doing that. And plus, with the 15 new starts I've got planned, I have enough on my plate. She then goes on to comment and says, I've created my own floss cards because I like the idea of them. But I was on a very tight budget, and I couldn't afford to buy them. So I went to my nearest office supply store and got the thickest cardstock that I could find, and then divided it with pencil lines, cut it up and punched holes in it, and then I have what I want when I need it. I can also wrap the floss around like bobbins for storage if necessary. Fantastic, that's a great idea. So yeah, thick cardstock, a hole punch. Yeah, you can definitely make your own, and it does, you know, obviously work out cheaper than buying ready-made ones. Cool. And on the same stream, Michelle Lambert comes in and says Andy needs to come to Oz and get into AFL footy. This is after Andy getting, shall we say, a little excited that his team's draw is favourable. He now has a ticket to go to said match. I shall not be joining him. Football is not my thing. So, yeah, he's on his own for that one. And then Sharon comments again on the same live stream. Sorry I missed the live. One very stressed out doggy who can't cope with fireworks. Expect I will have at least another week of this. I hope Hannah's mouth feels better soon. Hannah is on the mend. And we had fireworks here up to and including the 11th of November. From 31st of October to the 11th of November, there was not a night or day that went by that we didn't hear fireworks going off. On the 11th of November, they were in the morning, rather weirdly. But yeah, we had people over the road from us You always get the people that appear to be a bit hard up, that don't have much money. The amount of noisy, obnoxious fireworks that they had on about at least 5 or 6 nights was just ridiculous. So yeah, we had them for a lot of time. And the cat didn't particularly like them, but I think she got used to them by the end of last weekend. The previous weekend she was kind of crawling around very low to the ground, appeared to be quite scared, but by the end of it I don't think she was too bothered. She just got used to it and just accepted it as normal noise. Granddad's doggy was okay because Hannah got some drops, which I did pass on the name of to Sharon from a pet store, and the dog seemed to be much happier after that. So it's always a worry with pets, of course they're not used to it, and we all have our opinions on fireworks, whether they should be allowed, disallowed, or public displays. I do think that there should be a lot more noiseless fireworks, because the noisy ones, they are now getting, they were never that loud when we were kids. They were like a crackle and a bang, but not a boom. And I think most fireworks now, they boom. Okay. Jennifer Burr. I'm enjoying these alternative stitch with me's while I'm working, but still get to see some stitching. This is a beautiful piece and can't wait to see the finished project. And that was on my alternative with, one of my alternatives, should I say, with Stitching Shelf. I am loving how Stitching Shelf is coming out, and then all of a sudden you see a new detail. You see something totally unexpected. It's really good. You can look at the image all you want, but then when you start stitching it and you get stuff that you didn't even spot coming out, it's amazing. That's a surprise a bit, I think. And on Floss Tube 43, Mermaid's Cove, apologies, leaves me some hearts. So, yeah, thank you very much there, Natalia. On my ASMR with Night Cafe, Charmin Carol leaves a comment to say, "Hi, I love all your stitching. How do you keep your fabric from warping when tent stitching? I have a terrible problem with it. I do all my stitches in the same direction and don't change from row to row." That is exactly how I do mine. I do keep mine in a 10 by 10 block, and with the tent stitching I always start from the bottom left to the top right, but obviously I keep it a good tension in my hoop, but it's not warping. I'm not quite sure how it's not warping, if I'm honest, but it doesn't appear to be warping. I think as well I keep the tension fairly consistent. I don't over tighten as well, which can obviously make a difference. But I'm still at early stages with it, so I guess I'll see if there is any warping the more into the piece that I get. But it's looking good so far, and the start that I had last year that I counted wrong, that didn't warp either, and it was actually because of a comment about warping that I discovered that it wasn't big enough fabric wasn't big enough, so okay. Oh dear. So, floss tube 44, terrible lighting because of autumn skies and overcast weather. The Kelly again, lovely Kelly from Kelly's Quilts and Cruises. Comments to say, hi Nicola, She Sleeps is looking spectacular. I will probably miss you Wednesday live, but I will most likely make the Sunday one before my afternoon plans that day. You come on live at 11:30 a.m. for me, which is perfect timing usually. Kelly, beg your pardon, is in Canada. So I know for some of you guys in Canada, it's 11:30 a.m. When I start my stream. Laurie also comments on the same floss tube. She says, I called that Gandalf piece Thou Shalt Not Stitch. I was right. Now I want to go and see the one you enabled me for. You may have enabled me for.
Are you convincing people to buy more stitching?
I am. Always.
Terrible.
I know. Still haven't bought those from Unconventional X Stitch yet. I need to get on and do that. I will. Okay. Stitching Medievalist, who I believe is Emily, says, so pleased to see your update, and I'm so proud to be an official enabler with the Unconventional X Stitch Lord of the Rings designs. Are you doing the smaller size or the XL size? She Sleeps is looking beautiful, as is all of your other work. I should be doing the XL size because is there any other? You know, you go big or go home, don't you, when you're doing something like that? I think XL will lend itself beautifully to those designs. So, yeah. XL for those, I think, is about 250,000 stitches, which is about the same size as Envy. So, and I'd be happy with that. And Linda on Linda Loves to Stitch says, you've made great progress on your beautiful projects. She Sleeps looks amazing. Yeah. Now the facial detail has, you know, been coming on apace with the eye. And I've got part of the nose and part of the mouth as well. I'm just, yeah, so pleased, super pleased. It's just sort of the meat and potatoes of all the backgroundy stuff now. And as it's as has been pointed out, because I am halfway down the piece, the rows will get shorter as well. Sort of, funnel down to a very short, short row at the bottom, which will be nice. According to Stitch Pal, after my session yesterday, it is due to be completed if I carried on stitching an average of 54 stitches a day. 154 per day means a finish for She Sleeps of November 2025, but obviously I want to get it done before that. On the same floss tube, Luella says, lovely stitching shelf looks amazing. Yeah, another piece that I am very proud of and pleased with the progress on is that stitching shelf. I think, doing it the max colour, yes, it's confetti heavy in places, but I definitely think it adds. I think I'm slipping out of frame here just slightly. Yeah, the regular size max colour I think definitely does add to it. Confetti is worth it. I'm just wondering what the confetti is going to be like on my Josephine wall when I get to that point. Enid, itching for stitching, just move that thread out of the way, says, I went for a walk and was bathed in sunshine. Clouds began to gather on my way back, looking dark and ominous. Hope it snows. Yeah, we don't want snow here. I don't like the snow. Sound like a Mardy Moo, I know. I'm not keen on the snow, but I like to look at it, but I don't like to be out in it. Having said that, when Andy and I went to Norway, it was actually warmer there with snow on the ground than it was in Denmark when we went there, and there wasn't snow on the ground. So and then Sharon comments to say, wow, She Sleeps looks amazing. You're very brave starting so many new ones. What a rotation you will have next year. Looking forward to seeing all the stitching. I will still keep my rotation the same. There'll be 4 projects a week plus a Sunday stitch. No, including a Sunday stitch. And then plus the focus on a finish. So I'll have my Monday, Tuesday project, my Wednesday, Thursday project, my Friday, Saturday project, my Sunday stitch, and then my extra stitches on focus for a finish throughout the week. And of course, because I'm going to have so many more projects, I'm quite looking forward to things like the Stitch With Me's and stuff, having more variety of projects in them. Excuse me. So there'll be, a different one, and with more than 20 projects, some stuff might get worked on once or twice a month. Twice a month maybe, which will be a huge difference to what things are now, because everything is worked on once every 12 days, I want to say, something like that, because of the Sunday stitch being just one day. I think everything's worked on at least once every 12 days at the moment. But I still like my 1000 stitch rotation. It still works. 500 just doesn't seem like enough. 1000 seems perfect, because then it's not too much to start to get a little fed up with the one that you're seeing. For me, it just works beautifully. Kashi says, we were talking on the Floss Tube 44, I was talking about the Haid Sal, what I sort of mentioned earlier on this video. Kashi says, I have the exact same sentiment on the Haid Sal, although I really wish I could have loved on the pieces. But hey ho, maybe next year. Yep. That's the thing, isn't it? You have to love it enough to want to stitch on it and dedicate that time to it. Like, I mean, I've got these really big pieces that are going to take me into retirement to finish, but I love them. So I'll be happy to do that. If I didn't love them, when you dedicate a lot of time to this craft and you're spending all this time building stitches, building little pixels and making something beautiful, you have to love it. I don't want to be a stitcher who gets a case of startitis but then, doesn't finish. I know that for some people that is absolutely fine, but for me, I am one of those people. I do like to see a finished result. Although you could say with 15 new starts next year, I'm going to have startitis, aren't I? Sue CNZ. Wow, Nicola, I can see the weight has dropped from your face. Congrats. Thank you, Sue. It's dropped from everywhere. I feel so much better having lost the weight. Getting around and things is much easier, but I am having a little difficulty with one of my knees at the moment, and I don't understand why, because you would have thought that with losing weight that, walking around and things would be easier, but actually one of my knees, it seems to play up more. I don't know, maybe it's just wear and tear, eh? And it's okay when I'm walking, it's stairs. It hurts going up and down stairs. But I don't know, let's just see how it goes. Maybe get some ibuprofen gel or something. That might help. Patty says, hi Nicola, I've been watching along as always, but not been commenting for a few reasons. Your pieces are all looking so good. It's always been enjoyable to watch, but all the planning and thoughts for the year of the gecko are good too. Can you believe this year is almost over? Nope, I can't believe we're already in November. Talk about a flyby. I just want to say hello again and let you know I'm still watching. Thank you for sharing your time and joy with us. Thank you, Patty. You know, I get that sometimes people watch and don't leave a comment, so, you know, please don't worry about that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next year. This year's dashed by. It really has. And of course, you know, next year, 2025, yeah. It's only, you know, 5 minutes since it was, I don't know, 1994 or something. Yeah. I can't believe that, you know, it's you know, nearly 30 years since I left school. You know, the 80s were, you know, 40 years ago, and, you know, 40 odd years ago, 45 years ago, and you just sort of think, yeah, it's flying past. I mean, Hannah was born in 2001 and she'll be 23 next, and yeah, it's going too fast, going too fast. We're all thinking at one point about partying like it was 1999, and now look at us in 2024. Finding as well that a lot of stuff from the 80s and the 90s, and even now, you know, we're losing a lot of people who were big parts of our lives, like, you know, actors and public figures and stuff. So that makes me feel old. But yeah, it's dashing past, isn't it? Time flies by. Time flies when you're having fun. Okay, so I released a video about how I attach my fabric to my stand and how I put my fabric in a hoop, because some people asked, you know, how do I do it? I work on the rule of a square, as you'll have seen in the video. Make it into a square and don't put too much fabric in the clamp of your Lowry stand. The video went out and it was very, very well received. So thank you all for your wonderful positive comments. First one is from Diane Miller, who says, thank you for sharing how you use hoops with your Lowry stand. You're so responsive to your followers. It's much appreciated. No problem at all. If I can share something that would help even one person, I'm happy to do so. I think it's very important that, you know, we share our skill, our knowledge, technique, because it might just help somebody who's struggling a little bit. And, you know, lots of people are like, well, I have a big piece, but I don't have a big frame to match it, so I want to use a small frame. But how do I deal with the problem of the fabric? Well, I've always dealt with it the same way, no matter the size of the piece. So, yeah. I don't know how to do it on a Q-snap because I don't use Q-snaps, but Needle Ninja had a wonderful video about that. But yeah, Q-snaps are not my thing. I find them too bulky for in-hand stitching, and I don't have a Lowry attachment anyway for it. And also, I don't actually own a Q-snap anymore. The last one I had, I gave away. Sarah on the same video, Sarah Chappell, says, thank you so much, Nicola. I have the same stand as you, and I always get in a bit of a pickle. Watching your step-by-step guide makes a big difference. It's easier. I love your channel and always look forward to when your vlogs come out. Sending you and your family love and hugs from Northern Ireland. Thank you, Sarah. Wonderful part of the world. I've spent some lovely time in Northern Ireland. We were there for a wedding a few years ago, and we've had an anniversary trip over there and explored the Antrim coast. I'd love to move there. The coast is so beautiful. So I'm very envious of you living in a beautiful part of the world. But I have friends in Belfast. They got married in Ballymena. Beautiful place. To a Tully Glass Hotel. We spent the week staying on a farm. Did some exploring. The wedding was on a Wednesday, so it's kind of a midweek one, which was really nice. And we went for our anniversary trip up to Cushendall, and that was really beautiful too. It's one of those places that I love. Been to Southern Ireland a few times as well, but that was sort of, well, going back 20 odd years. At the time of my first marriage was when we went to Southern Ireland, so the Republic. But we've been to a few places there too. Me and my ex-husband, his family were from Sligo, so we spent some time there. We spent time travelling across in the central parts, family in Dublin. We also went to Cork one year and then explored Kerry and Waterford and all the rest of it, Wexford. It was lovely. Okay, so Kelly comments on the same video about me clipping up and using quilter's clips, and she says, pretty simple. I have loads of those clips. They're handy for all sorts of things. Oh yes, definitely they are. They are the most useful things, and I have them in 3 different sizes. Got a big pack off Amazon. I have even used them for like bags of crisps and stuff in the kitchen, like big family size packs, to keep them fresh, kind of thing, to clip the bags down. Use them for all sorts of stuff. But yeah, they are very useful, those little clips. A nice big box full, and binder clips as well, the metal ones. They're very useful too. Enid says thank you, and then Patsy says thanks for that, Nicola. It was very helpful. I should hopefully be able to get started on some of my bigger projects now. Great stuff. Like I said, I'm happy to do a video if it helps. Sometimes I'm not particularly speedy with doing it, but I do it if I can. That's gone wrong. It's better. I keep saying I'm going to do one of my two-handed stitching technique, but I haven't got round to it yet. But it's capturing Andy so he can film the underside of what I'm working on, really. I'm in a nice flow with this one. It's now how I was with she sleeps last night. Kay says, oh, excellent. Thank you, Kay, the Sussex Stitcher. Can you please, pretty please, could you do one on how you set up your camera, etc.? I will do my best. But I would imagine that when I do the two-handed stitching on the camera, you will see what goes on there. Because I do have a fairly compact stitching spot. Very nice, Hannah. You've got a hair strand sticking out on that side. Okay.
I've got some with my hooves in it, I'll stick it down.
Yeah. Just need to stick it down.
I've tucked it behind me ear 10 times already.
Long hair problems, Hannah, long hair problems. There's some these clip things here.
Yeah, not with a clip.
You could put one in each side, you see. Okay. Say Grace says, thank you, Nicola, for taking your time to show this. Very helpful. No problem at all. You're very welcome.
Awfully nice days down bleeding.
Fingers crossed, Hannah. Katinka says, thank you for another great demo.
What are you demonstrating now?
How to put my stitching in my hoop and then onto my stand. Jodie says, love this tutorial, Nicola. I've only stitched with hoops since I learned how in the early 80s, and you make this look so much easier than what I go through. I have the hardest time getting my grime guard on and also getting my fabric drum tight with the big project. You are very good. I need to try Nerge one day. I'm using a 14-inch round hoop now because I hate having to move my hoop. See, you're like me, Jodie. I hate flipping mine, so which is why I always start and end my threads at the front, because I don't like flipping my hoop. You know, I try and get as much stitched area in as I possibly can as well before moving it as well. All right there, kid.
How long is the latest fabric?
I don't know.
That sounds like somebody very worthy. Very neat.
So I had some problems with the live stream and I had to restart it 2 or 3 times on the Wednesday. Lots of hello and I can hear you, and all the sound is not very good comments on those. So I'll just skip over those and head back to the comments. There's a comment on my fabric and hoop video, we'll call it. Esther says, thank you for sharing. On floss tube 44 with the poor light, Michelle says, don't worry, everything looks fine to her. Great stuff. It's just that obviously I'm very aware of it being, you know, a more yellow light than it should be. I really do dislike having to film under electric light, but needs must.
You don't know how cold it is out there.
Yes, Hannah, that's why I'm in here.
It's 4 degrees.
Mm.
That's the coldest it's been recently.
Well, it's not freezing yet, not frosty yet.
It's like,
Wait until
I'm
frost
taking my
comes.
top into my leg. I don't normally do that when I'm walking to work. I normally get bloody roasted, but I'm taking nobody to
All right,
work.
okay. What time are you done today? 3?
Yeah, and I'll walk back up with Shelley.
Okay. I will see you when you get in.
I'm meeting Lauren at bus stop because she finishes early because she hasn't got rehearsal.
Okay. Leslie comments on my fabric and hoop video. Thanks, Nicola. This is very helpful. I'm about to start a new piece, which is a lot larger than usual, so this has come at the right time. Great stuff. Folds and clips. Even if it's a round hoop, make it into a square, and you can't go wrong.
How can you make a round hoop into a square?
You can't make the hoop into a square. You make what you're clipping up into a square, Hannah.
That sounds just as baffling. Right, I'll leave it.
All right, see you later.
I love you.
Love you too. Have a good day. Don't forget to bring your mug home.
What mug?
Your work mug.
I've got a safe place. It'll go in staff room. Got a hiding place in the staff room where nothing gets touched.
Well, good luck with that. Okay. Chrissa says, thank you for sharing this. I have a ton of these clips and never thought to use them. I'm definitely trying this when I switch projects. Yeah. For me, it's the only way to go with the clips. I've always done it because there's always been that problem of excess fabric, isn't there? But I figure that, you know, clipping it out the way, the clips with them being plastic and soft are kind to the fabric. I do use the metal binder clips, but you know, they can pinch a little harder, and they can also potentially oxidize and leave marks. So, but the plastic ones work perfectly. And I get that, you know, they may break or whatever, but as they are used and they get older, because plastic does degrade over time, but you know, they still last a good long time. So Sharon comments on live stream 22, again, in continuation of the last comment that she made on the live stream. Sorry I missed the live, yet another night of a very stressed out doggy. No stitching. Being these people to have so much money to buy fireworks, perhaps I can invoice them for my loss of stitchy time. Good idea. I've spoken to the vet and they're going to provide some sedation for her. The trouble is, how much do you give them? This has been going on since Halloween. I wouldn't mind if it were just one night. Sorry for the rant. No problem at all. Don't worry about ranting. Nicola, you sounded so stressed and frustrated when I came on the live. Yeah, I was that day because I'd had to have like 3 restarts of it, and it was just, oh, it was ridiculous. And I just felt so awful because it just wasn't streaming how I wanted it to stream. It was so frustrating. Let's hope the lives get better for you to start as your stitch can hear you relaxing. Yeah, that's the magic of stitching though, isn't it? It can instantly soothe. Andy knows that if I've had a tough day at work, plonk me in front of my stitching, give me my headphones and YouTube, and I'll drift off and I'll be happy. I hope all goes well at the dentist, and take care. Please don't worry about ranting. It's, you know, my space is, for me, and for you guys, is a safe space that you can do this. There's no judgment. You know, I think, you know, you've had a particularly tough time where the dogs have been concerned, and the fireworks, it's not good. And I think everybody will have empathy because of a poor, stressed out doggy. It's not good on them. It's not fair on them, is it? So yeah. FlushTube44 Adria says, all your projects look so good, Nicola. Happy stitching. Thank you, Adria. I hope you are settling in well to your new home. And getting some stitchy time yourself. And then Alicia says, congrats on the growth of your channel. Beautiful work as always. Thank you, Alicia. I have now, as of today, 2,424 subscribers, which is lovely. I have a good chunk of people that do come back and watch my channel, which is great. I do notice, though, that there's still a lot of people that watch my content that are not subscribed. So do take a moment, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoyed my video as well. And on the subscribe drop down, if you select on notifications, all, you'll be notified every time I upload a video or go live, you know, whatever that is. So yeah, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, it is free. Jane on that last floss tube as well says, I wish I had your energy for this amount of work. I understand the desire for the Lord of the Rings cross stitch. Your stitching is really good. The diet is going well and noticeable. Keep it up. Thank you, Jane. I am £5.5 as of today away from my target. By the time this video goes out, I hope that figure will have changed. I am getting there. I am getting there. I found a picture of me when I'd lost some weight a few years ago, and I looked similar to what I do now, except I had long hair. And I'm like, yes, I'm bringing those days back. So the last chunk of comments I think that I'll be looking at. Oh, there's still a few more. Still a good few more. Kay says on my last chatty stitch with me with the Lord of the Rings stained glass, says, hi, Hannah. And then Kelly comments, looking good, Nicola, even though you're only stitching with black. The shape of the project is becoming more evident. It will be fantastic to see you put the colours in. Yes, I'm looking forward to that point. Linny Stitches also says, hi, Hannah. Hannah is getting a fan club. And then Leslie also, hi, Hannah. Have a good day at work. She does seem to really enjoy her little job, Leslie. She'll say, oh, I've got work, unfortunately. But she leaves here with a spring in her step. I think she does enjoy it. Susan Westfall, back to my fabric video, says a much needed video for me. Thank you there, Susan. And Enid, itching for stitching on my last chatty stitch with me, leaves me some happy faces, which is always good to see. Thank you, Enid. Karen Ennis says, hi, Hannah, I need friends too. And Laurie says, I love seeing you stitch the same colour. You stitch so quickly. I'll see you Sunday. Thank you, Laurie. And Laurie had a birthday as well. And of course we all wished the lovely Laurie a very happy birthday, and I even sang. I don't do singing because I sing loudly and badly, and I can clear a pub at closing time, but I still managed to sing a lovely happy birthday for her. Okay, Patty on the Chatty Stitch with me also comments to say, "Hi Hannah, we're all your friends here." So back to FlossTube 44, Nina Hobby Site says on my videos, beautiful, on my video here, beautiful projects. It's so difficult to film in the winter. I had absolutely the same problem. Happy stitching. Yeah, I really do enjoy your videos, Nina, and I noticed that you and I were sort of kindred in that we'd both had the same issue with winter lighting. But it works out in the end, doesn't it? As long as we can show what we're doing. But yeah, it is a pain when winter comes around and it's dull. But what can we do? Jane comments on my last Chatty Stitch with me and says, "Nice stitch with me, looking awesome. Hi, Hannah." There you go. You see, she's getting a fan club. Nikki Johnson says, "I'm considering a Lowry, so this caught my attention on my fabric video. Can you also show if you do a loop start, say from the back, how easy it is to turn over?" It's very easy to turn a Lowry stand over, except I'm lazy and choose not to. And I tend to do my loop starts when I'm using 2 strands only and from the front. You probably will see that in any of my stitch with me's where I use 2 strands. So with the Lord of the Rings stained glass, and with the other one that's in 2 strands, She Sleeps is 2 strands, and Night Cafe is 2 strands as well. Elise, thanks Nicola, it's nice to see how others handle these big pieces. Stay warm. Yeah, I am doing my best to stay warm, Elise. E-crafting in Colorado. And on my last Chatty Stitch with me, Monique says, "Hi, I just did about 300 tent stitches whilst listening to you. It's so relaxing. Hi Hannah, are you crafty like your mum?" Hannah does diamond paint. She has done stitching in the past, but been more like freestyle embroidery that she's done. She doesn't do following patterns and things like that for stitching, although she can happily do it for a diamond painting. Yeah, Hannah is a diamond painter. And Jenny Crochet Zone also says, "Hi, Hannah." So fantastic. So that is where I will leave the comments there on the Lord of the Rings Chatty. So the next comments that I'll be coming back on my next Chatty Stitch with me will start off with some comments on my ASMR Nadia Strelkina video. Always a beautiful and popular piece. So yeah, another lovely lot of comments, and thank you all so much for doing that. Really, really nice to get these comments. I love responding to them. And as I said, I've said it many times, if you guys take the time to comment, I think I should take the time to respond. And, you know, eventually I would imagine that I will meet some of you in person, some of you I will not. and interacting with me via the comments is a good way to go, really. And of course, I do have my Facebook group, my Simply a Stitcher and Friends Facebook group. So, you can always, join that. There's usually a link in the description. If not of this video, it'll be in the link in the description of my floss tube. Or just search for on Facebook Simply a Stitcher and Friends. It is a private group, so you will have to answer a couple of questions. It just helps to screen out bots and fake profiles. And it's a drama-free zone. It's a safe place to share stitching, knitting, cross stitch, crochet, embroidery, quilting, any other craft, anything that you've been working on. Pop it in the group. Love to see. And for my live streams, I open a thread for you to share a picture of your work in progress, and we share it on the live stream, and we enable people and share our praise and our comments on your beautiful stitched and otherwise crafted work. So yeah, doesn't matter whether it's a fabric craft, a paper craft, or whatever it may be. It's always nice to see something different. I do have work today, and I will be getting ready to start that in a short while. It's been rather busy again. I do work in a hectic industry, so I can kind of expect another busy day today. It'd be nice when things hopefully start to slow down towards Christmas. Let's see what happens. Speaking of Christmas, I have a week and 2 days off work coming up soon. The week commencing the 25th of November, I am off. So not this Friday, next Friday, the out of office will be going on. And I will be doing my Christmas shopping that week. I also got another appointment at the dentist, and I hope to get to catch up with a few friends and get some stitchy time in. But we'll have to see, won't we? See what happens. But yeah, definitely I will want to get the main Christmas shopping done and boxed off, as it were. And then all I'll have to do is my food shop. And the way I do mine is I am not one of those people that rushes out just before Christmas and gets everything. I tend to get my frozen and cupboard stores at the beginning of December, and then my fresh in the week before Christmas. And usually what I tend to do is stay away from the supermarkets at that point because they are crazy busy, and I will go or ask one of the girls if I can't go myself, I'll go to the local market and get my fresh produce from the local market. So yeah, I have done the Christmas that way for the last few years, and it seems to work so much better. Get your stuff for frozen and cupboards well in advance because ambient keeps, and then worry about fresh stuff in the week before Christmas. I've never understood. I did it one year where I went to the supermarket on Christmas Eve, and honestly, I were in the supermarket at 6 a.m. and it was like mid-afternoon. It was packed, and I was like, I am not doing this again. So I changed how I do it. I think it's the only thing to do really, is to do it as best works around your family, really. But yeah, it's just crazy, and supermarkets jam-packed at 6 a.m. with every till going. The shelves empty by 9. My ex-husband, I remember him once going out to the supermarket on Christmas Eve, and he went to see if he couldn't find a last-minute Christmas tree that had been reduced, a real Christmas tree. Quite why, I don't know. And see if there was anything on the reduced, where he had a sticker. And he went into Morrison's, and it was like, he said it was like Armageddon had struck. The fruit and veg was empty. All of the fridges, every last one, was completely empty and stripped. The freezers were empty. The shelves, where things like eggs were and tins of fruit and, cold meats and fish and stuff, they were all empty and stripped bare. He said it was like Armageddon. Yeah. Kind of, reminds me of, when COVID lockdowns were about, and it was like Armageddon then as well. And, people go and they literally raid the supermarket shelves, and they're closed for what, 2 days? I mean, I don't know about what you guys do at Christmas, but we tend to have a cooked breakfast, usually some smoked salmon and scrambled egg. Sometimes we might put a bit of bacon on and some toast. And then we have our Christmas dinner at around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And it'll usually be, I have some turkey, I have some gammon, and I have another meat, usually a pork or something. And then we'll have roast potatoes, roast parsnips, stuffing, pigs in blankets. And then for vegetables, we'll have carrots, peas, broccoli, and sweet corn. Yorkshire puddings, gravy, cranberry sauce. And then for pudding, it'll either be some ice cream or some mince pies and custard or Christmas pudding, or, you know, there's usually a selection to choose from. And then Christmas Day tea, we'll have some cold meat and some cheese and biscuits, that kind of thing, just something simple. Boxing Day lunch, cold meat and pickles, cold meat and chips and pickles and salad, just, you know, because obviously I think you don't really need another full Christmas dinner on Boxing Day. You know, have a Christmas dinner on Christmas Day by all means, but then on Boxing Day, you know, just keep it simple. Cold meat and pickles, some chips, or something like that. And then the following day we might have a pasta or something similar. And, you know, then at New Year we'll have a roast dinner on New Year's Day. And it will be, you know, something like a roast beef, brisket beef or something like that. And Yorkshire pudding. But not quite as full on as Christmas Day. I mean, last year we had Christmas 2.0 at New Year because my stepdad had been in hospital over Christmas. So, yeah, we had Christmas 2.0. And we obviously have like some treat items in. There'll be, you know, tins of sweets and biscuits. The girls will sort of help themselves throughout the Christmas period. But yeah, we don't, you know, go full on, you know, roast dinners for a week kind of thing. We do it in moderation. We do, you kind of don't get an appetite for it after a while. The Sunday before Christmas, we never have a roast. We always have something like, I don't know, pie or pasta or something like that. It just makes you look forward to your Christmas dinner that little bit more. But yeah, you know, go by me. Anyway, we are about there with the stitch with me, so I'm going to do a mark off in a second. See how many we've done. Which is good because I could do with the little girl's room. So we started off doing just a fraction over 100. And I'm now up to 520, so 415 stitches done. It's good when you can get a load of block stitching done, isn't it? So filling in that section nicely and just moving along. Yes, I've got some part threads which I will be working in, but I don't want to just sort of do this bit, then this bit, then this bit. I want to bring it all down together. So I'm going to end up this video with my usual reminders. There'll be 3 videos that appear on your screen in a moment. If you've not seen those, please do go take a look. My schedule as ever, I release my floss tubes on Tuesdays, Stitch With Me's Thursdays and Saturdays, and live stream at 7:30 p.m. UK time on Wednesdays and Sundays. Wednesdays for me focused for a finish, and Sunday for my Sunday stitch. So all that's left to say really is thank you all very much for watching, and take care. Happy stitching. See you on the next one. Bye bye for now.